Samantha, good to see you. Welcome to Popternative.
Thank you so much for having me. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. It's been a while and there's been a lot going on, but spooky season's right around the corner. We have a really cool show to talk about, kind of an anthology series. We're talking about Tales from the Void. You're going to be in an episode of this. I mean, it's crazy, right? Because like you film this, you don't think much about it, and now like people are going to be able to see it in October. Is it starting to kind of sink in that people get to see it?
I know, it's weird. I kind of had forgotten about it, and then it just kind of popped up again, and I was like, oh yes, right, this is happening. So I'm really excited. I'm super excited to see the episode. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to be watching it for the first time with the rest of the viewers. So yeah, it's a good one. It is a good episode.
Yes, and like there's a lot of there's going to be a lot of ways people could check out the episodes. I believe there's 3 episodes, so there's going to be they're going to be putting they're putting out 2 or 3 times, basically. Yes,
Exactly.
Perfect.
So
And then all the information is going to be out there, but Screambox in the US, and then a part of Super Channel in Canada, Fuse, so they're going to be able to check that there. So it's cool that there's ways to watch, and international is coming soon. What can you tell me about how much you knew about the project before you auditioned, but like do you know a lot about it? Like do you know it's anthology? Like what's that like for you?
Yeah, so I did. So I knew it was an anthology series. Funnily enough, I had actually auditioned for a different episode in the series, I think in the midst of COVID. So this has been in the works for a long time. But then things happened, COVID happened, things got pushed. And then I ended up auditioning for this character. I think it was sometime last year. So I guess it got picked up again. And yeah, so I was a little familiar with it when I auditioned for this role, but I wasn't familiar with this episode.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it's an interesting one. The show really kind of follows like you said, and it's an anthology series, so it's very similar to like Black Mirror in a way.
Yeah.
Where each episode is different, and each episode has a different twist at the end. So yeah, it was a really cool read for sure.
You've watched some of my episodes. People have seen. I don't really like talking about like plots about things much because I love people going in fresh. But can you tell me, maybe even telling me what it's about is going to give it away? Is there a theme you could tell me your episode's about? Like, is it about vampires? Is it about like ghosts?
It's okay. Theme.
You're like, how do I say this without?
I know what you're getting at. Think it's like futuristic. Not necessarily supernatural, but there's an absolute horror element. Obviously, of course, it's a horror series, but this episode in particular, it's kind of gory, gruesome, but yeah, very, very futuristic, I would say.
Absolutely. No, for sure. And I can't wait for that. That's enough. That's perfect. That's enough.
Okay.
I always go in fresh too. Like I feel like going in fresh is the best. So it's like I don't know anything about these episodes. So I'm just gonna go dial in and watch them all. I can't wait. It's spooky season, Samantha. That's all I watch right now.
I know, me too. I love, as you can see.
I know, that's great.
I decorated as soon as it turned September. I know, I'm sorry.
Perfect for the season.
I'm a fall girly, so I'm very excited about spooky season.
Absolutely. It's interesting because the life of an actor is really like on to the next, right? Like you go film something, you are with the same people for a good amount of time, then you wrap, and then you're all on to different projects and everything. But I'm just curious, like how separate are past projects mindset preparation wise versus kind of new things like Tales from the Void? Like, do you bring mindset preparations from something like Astrid and Lily to something like this, or are they completely separate once you wrap them?
Yeah, no, that's a tough one. I feel like Astrid and Lily in this is so different. However, like I was saying, this episode is pretty gory, and so I was able to kind of prep myself in that way because Astrid and Lily had a bunch of gory, fun, gross stuff that I had to work with. So yeah, I mean, yes, similar ways to prep for sure. I mean, I feel like I have similar like ways to prep any kind of role and any kind of show, but 2 very different projects. So there were definitely some curveballs, like there is with anything.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's all storytelling at the end of the day too, right? Like
exactly.
Yeah, for sure. When you kind of like wrap something like Astrid and Lily or like Tales from the Void, like what is that mindset like once you wrap? Like, does it depend on the project? Like, do you need a break? Is it kind of like, okay, what's the next project? I'm ready to go. Like, what's that like for you specifically?
Yeah, I think it depends on how like long the project ran for. I know after Astrid and the Lee, it was something that I was working on for like 4 months. And
Yeah,
so my mindset after that was definitely like, I want to enjoy this. I want to like be present. But for sure, other projects I've worked on, when I'm done, I'm kind of like, okay, like what's next? Like I loved it. It was great, but now I'm like ready to go. So I think it just depends on the project and like the running time and how much you're doing for that role. So
absolutely.
different.
What would you say is your favorite thing about being an actor and a storyteller? Is it like, do you love just diving into all the different worlds, like playing different characters? Like, there's something you like about it the most?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, like I really like to be a part of things that like I believe in,
Yeah,
sending a message that I think will help an audience or allow like people to grow and
totally.
like learn from experience, like relate. So I think for me, when I'm like consuming media, that's what I look for. I look for things that like I can either relate to, of course, or things that will help me like grow or give me different perspectives on things. So like I really enjoy being a part of projects that I like really believe in, like the meaning and the ideals and things that like the projects champion. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm
No, that's
leaning
a great
towards, I think.
answer.
Yeah,
So much
and that's what I
happens
like.
before you go to camera on a project, though, right, Samantha? Like, you're kind of figuring everything out. You're playing, you're playing the preparation game as much as you can before you kind of go and film the thing. So it's like, from a storytelling acting perspective, you could see it as two journeys, right? Before filming
Mhm.
something and after filming something, or do you see it as one big journey with multiple steps? I'm curious about that.
Um, I definitely feel, well, again, it's different for TV shows and movies, but um no, I feel like the prep that I like to have kind of before I start filming, it's more just to, keep myself like as present as possible and really like try and get into the way that character thinks, the like what they believe. I try to see the world the way that my character sees it. And that's something that really helps me kind of get into it. And then when I'm doing it, there's lots of adrenaline, there's not so much time to think. So yeah, it's funny, you do all of your homework and then you actually go to do it, and you just kind of you hope that everything that you taught yourself, everything that you informed yourself of, comes to light and comes to fruition when you're actually like doing it. But lots of adrenaline when you're actually like behind the camera, or in front of the camera, I should say. And yeah, you just it's at that point it's actor instincts and everything that
It's like
you've learned
it's a
before.
rush kind of seeing like dailies and like Video Village, right? It's like, oh my God, we're doing that, right?
I know. It's wild. Oh, it's so wild to see your dailies.
I know,
Yeah.
Daily's life.
Right.
No, it
I know.
no, it's so crazy too. Obviously acting is something you're focusing on the most right now, but like
Yeah,
you said, like, there's I feel like you naturally kind of wear many hats in the entertainment film industry. So it's like, is writing and directing and producing something you want to do, or is acting kind of the main thing?
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There's a few things that I have started writing that I would love to finish. And yeah, I would love to write. I would love to direct in the future as well, whether that be like movies or episodes. Yeah, that's for sure would be a passion of mine. I think at this point right now, I'm kind of trying to gather the tools and just like as much experience as I can
Yep.
before I go and do something like that. But absolutely like a passion of mine for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait for people to check out Tales from the Void. I mean, there's going to be so much amazing kind of opportunities for them to watch it on in Canada and in the US as well. Perfect for spooky
Yeah.
season. I can't wait for people to check out your episodes. Matt, it's so great chatting with you. Thank you so much for coming on Pop Alternative.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you so much for having me.
Of
It's
course.
been a blast.
Yeah,
I always love
absolutely.
chatting.
Your Instagram account is where people keep update with everything, right? Your Instagram account? Is it
Yeah.
just your name?
Yep. Yeah. It is. Yeah. It's at Samantha Aucoin. So
Perfect. Awesome. Well, this has
easy.
been Pop Turnip.
Easy.
YouTube.com/Pop Turnip for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Samantha Aucoin, who you can catch in Tales from the Void on Screambox and on Fuse TV, part of Super Channel in Canada. And Peter Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.